Hey guys, HDvee here and welcome to a brand new video. Today we've got some really exciting information to go over. We have new leak updates to take a look at for Pokemon Legends EA. We have new theories, new rumors for the upcoming game. There's a lot of things to break down. So if you're excited for the video, as always, make sure to drop a like down below. Let's try and hit 500 likes. It really helps out. Leave a comment with your thoughts on anything we cover in today's video. Subscribe if you're brand new, ring the notification bell. With all of that out of the way, let's get into the video and I really hope that you enjoy. So, starting things off, let's take a look at these new leak updates for Pokemon Legends EA. Now, they are coming from Riddle, and I know the elephant in the room, his credibility has taken a bit of a hit since the Pokemon Presents because all of his old rumors and riddles and stuff were all hinting towards something like a Generation 5 remake or a Generation 2 remake to be announced this year. That has not happened yet, but the year is not over. We're only in April. A new Pokemon game could easily get announced at some point in the summer, for November, and then I guess all his credibility goes up again because he was right all along. Again, in the past, we've only ever had one remake announced on Pokemon Day out of all of the 4 remakes we've had in regards to main series, which was BDSP. Fire Red Leaf Green, Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire, Heart Gold and Soul Silver were not announced on Pokemon Day, and so if you take a look at it mathematically, we only really had a 25% chance that there was going to be a remake announced. And it wasn't. You know, the odds were actually not in our favor to get a remake announced on Pokemon Day. It's just because it was Pokemon Day, we were expecting a new game, we got that new game announced, it was Legends EA, but it wasn't anything to do with what we were expecting. But, of course, it's still up to you whether you believe him or not, take it with a grain of salt, but that's just the backstory, you know. For me, I'm gonna believe him still until this year is over. If we get nothing this year, then fair play, he was wrong. But if we get something this year, like, I'm just kind of waiting until, like, I guess the second half of the year maybe, and then if we don't get anything, then fair play, he was wrong. But if we do get something, then obviously he was right. So that's the kind of situation that I'm at, but I know a lot of people are not kind of believing him, which I completely understand. But anyway, let's take a look at what he's said in regards to Pokemon Legends EA. So we have Riddle here posting, saying, what will we get with the first batch of Legends ZA news? And then it's the worst meme or whatever trend this is. It's the worst thing. I don't know why this is a thing. It's the whole keyboard thing. But either way, he says, look between A and D on your keyboard. So when you look down, the S is in the middle of A and D. So this could obviously mean multiple different things. Now, the first thing that a lot of people are instantly thinking about is this is in regards to when we're gonna get news. And so people are thinking the S means soon. Some people think the S means September. Some people thinking S, which is like Saturday, Sunday. Now, I don't think any of those are true. I don't think we'd be getting news on a Saturday or a Sunday because Pokemon generally don't do that. The only time we've ever had news on a weekend is when it's been Pokemon Day, which is when Scarlet and Violet were announced. So I think we can cross that off. Soon, I mean, yeah, maybe. Like, that is definitely something that could happen. And then September, I mean, I don't really expect us to get news in September when the Pokemon Presents is likely to happen in August. So I don't think it's anything to do with that. Also, the way that he words this as well, it's not when will we get the first batch of ZA news. It's what will we get with the first batch of ZA news. So I don't know why everybody thinks it's something to do with when we're going to get information on this upcoming game, because that's not even what he's saying. He's saying, what will we get? And because it's S, I'm assuming that that's starter Pokemon, which is, I guess, a very likely outcome anyway, because the first gameplay trailer is probably going to show parts of the game, and then it's probably going to show, like, the table with the starter Pokemon on it. I'm pretty sure that's what they did with, like, Legends Arceus, or not necessarily a table, but it showed Cyndaquil, Rowlet, and Oshawott. So I'm guessing it's going to be something similar to that. But yeah, I mean, the other things are obviously between A and D, if you really want to kind of get into the nitty-gritty of it. Obviously, there's Q, there's W, there's E, there's Z, X, and C, I guess, but that's still all very, very unlikely. The letter between A and D is got to be S. So what will we get with the first batch of ZA news? It's got to be starter Pokemon for S, surely. Some people are like saying different things as well. Like, he also replied to this as well, but I think this is just a bit of a joke. We had, so it's S, yes, it must be Ceruledge, Soul Blaze, and then this is just, I think, a bit of a meme, like H and L between your keyboard. I don't think that has anything to do with that. But we have Soul Silver also saying the amount of people misreading this though. And yeah, and again, that's, I think, people misreading that he's not saying when will we get news, it's what will we get with the first batch of ZA news. But again, this is, I guess it's a very easy guesstimate, really. I'm assuming the first trailer is going to drop the star Pokemon anyway. I mean, I'm trying to think of something else that it could potentially be. Like, if it was M, then obviously that'd be Mega Evolutions. but there's not really anything else that I could really think of in regards to Kalos, like Xerneas, Yveltal, Zygarde. None of them begin with S. The starter Pokemon don't. So, yeah, I think it's probably just going to be, yeah, S, as in, like, starter Pokemon, which is something to look forward to. And again, you don't have to believe him. It is completely up to you. But it's likely that that is going to be the kind of thing that we're going to be seeing. But like I say, a lot of people are thinking, you know, S is in soon. Can't imagine they do it over the weekend. But a lot of people are also saying, you know, S for the first partner Pokemon. So the usual revealing sequence starting with the starters. So luckily, it looks like we are going to get the starter Pokemon. We don't have to wait too long for that. But we still don't know when this news is going to happen. Hopefully it's soon. It could be June, could be July, could be August, because obviously that's when we're expecting the next Pokemon Presents to happen. But either way, that's that. We also have Pokesutami also talking about this as well. And this is a different way to kind of view it. And we have, yeah, Pokesutami here saying, okay, I'm not a riddle cracker, so I'm super very likely to be incredibly wrong with this. But I read the first hint as we will be getting the first batch of ZA news and something with it, as in another game. So it says, what will we get with the first batch of ZA news? That is another way to kind of look at it, you know. So maybe we do get a Pokemon Presents in June, July, or August. We get the ZA news, and then what will we get with the first batch of ZA news? It could be a new game. It could be the Generation 5 remakes that he's talking about. But he's saying look between A and D. So S, I mean, the only way that I can kind of see S relating to Generation 5 is that the number 5 looks like an S. I don't know if that's me just kind of completely going overboard with what that could potentially mean, but that's the only similarity I can really see between an S and a 5. But then he could have just said, like, look at between 4 and 6 on your keyboard, but that would make it a little bit too obvious. But either way, yeah, we also have her saying we'll be getting the first batch of ZA news and something with it as in another game. What will we get with, which implies something extra, but I'm probably wrong. So I don't know. I think that's actually another really good way of looking at this. So it could be S for starter Pokemon, and that could be something that is in the actual ZA news, or Riddler-Ku could be saying, you know, this is the first batch of ZA news. What will we get with it? Which could be in the Pokemon Presents, a Generation 5 like remake announcement, as well as, like I say, the gameplay and stuff, which I'm kind of hoping for. Like in the best kind of scenario, we'd get the starters and a Generation 5 remake announcement in the next gameplay trailer. But as of right now, I feel like it has to either be the starters or it has to be Generation 5 remakes, because like it could be Generation 2, but again, I mean, the 2 is technically between the A and the D on the keyboard. You know, it's above W. Yeah, 2 is above W, and then it's obviously S, and it's technically between A and D. So it could be Generation 2 remakes. It could be Generation 5 remakes, because 5 and S are kind of similar. Or it could just be starter Pokemon. I don't know, I'm kind of going off on a massive tangent, but I'm just looking at my keyboard, and those are the things that I can kind of see between them. So 2 is between A and D, and so is S. And 5 isn't, but again, S and 5 look very similar. So, I don't know. What are your thoughts on this? Do you think that this could be Generation 5 remakes, Generation 2 remakes, or starter Pokemon? I feel like it has to be one of those three things. They all have a very good chance of being what he's talking about here. And again, I don't think he would have done 4 and 6 because that's just a little bit too obvious. And everyone's going to be drawn to the S between A and D, but 2 is still technically between A and D. On the keyboard, on my keyboard anyway. So I don't know, we'll have to wait and see. But either way, let me know your thoughts on all of that stuff. As well as that, we do actually have Pokemon tweeting out about Legends EA stuff. I think they've made this tweet a couple of times now, where they've done the eyes emoji, they've done hashtag Legends EA, and then the Mega Evolution video, which is at the end of the teaser trailer. So I don't know if they're just posting that to make people aware that, yes, this game is still being worked on, or if we're getting something soon. I highly doubt it's going to be soon, because we are still only in April. I'd expect something maybe in June at the earliest, but, you know, if that's not the case, then it could be August, because that's when the last couple of presents have been, is in August. But we have had presents in June. We'll just have to wait and see. But it's just interesting that Pokemon are still kind of tweeting out about the same sort of video, so maybe we get some Mega Evolution information soon. You'd like to think. So anyway, that's all of the leak updates and rumors, whatever you want to call them, if you believe them or not. That's all of the kind of Legends EA portion of what Riddler-Ku is saying. We do also have some rumors to go over as well, though, about Pokemon Legends EA that was posted on 4chan. So again, you have to take this with a massive grain of salt, because 4chan posts are 999% basically fake, but there's always that one that, you know, gets through. But either way, massive grain of salt with this. But this was posted on the 23rd of April, so yesterday, and it's titled Pokemon Leaks by Anonymous. And it says, so you all know it's leak season coming, and I've got some information for y'all. Doubt if you want, I don't care. So No idea how they know this information. They're just saying that leak season is coming. I don't know if they saw Riddle-Aku's post. When was this dropped? This was dropped at 1:41 a.m. on April the 24th. So, no, this was posted very, very early in the hours. Well, actually, and then this was posted... No, this was posted on, okay, yesterday, so never mind. This wasn't posted after Riddle-Aku, this was posted before. But either way, leak season apparently coming, even though Riddle-Aku has technically leaked something. So either way, it says Legends ZA does go outside the city. So straight off the bat, it's not a great green flag for this rumor, because the company themselves have said that it all takes place in Kalos's Lumio city. But either way, this person's saying we do actually go outside the city. But it's like super limited end game content, so like some post game stuff really. It has these underground tunnels, which I'm assuming are going to be based on the Paris catacombs. Sort of like the catacombs kind of thing that leads to new areas. And again, that's the most likely outcome for how we're going to encounter a lot of wild Pokemon in this game. I'm assuming this is going to be a massive part of the sort of story. Maybe we have to keep going underground and there's just wild Pokemon down there, because I just can't see there being loads of wild Pokemon that are trying to attack us in a city. It just doesn't seem likely. Whereas the catacombs, I feel like they're a bit out their way and you kind of have to go into their territory. Anyway, it says the new areas are pretty small and are just glorified rooms like the worlds in Ultra Space. I think one of them is where the power plant will eventually be. So it'd be cool if we did actually get some more information about the power plant, because you know we were never allowed in there in Pokemon X and Y. Small rooms like the Ultra Wormholes, I mean, those were very, very small. I'd be pretty pissed if that was the underground. I'm expecting, I mean, because they're working on this game for so long, I'm actually expecting like a lot of locations to go. Even though we are stuck in the city, I'm still expecting like loads of different things to be able to do in there. But either way, goes on to say you get your starters from this Danube guy, who looks like a Nemona ancestor. He has this whole thing where he's scared of Pokemon himself, so he sends you to befriend them and bring out their potential so you can impress Zygarde. That sounds like a pretty silly plot point. So the scientist, he's scared of Pokemon, but he's become a scientist of Pokemon, and he is wanting us to go out and befriend Pokemon to impress Zygarde. So, yeah, I don't know. That's like, I don't know, being scared of heights and then, I don't know, becoming some, I don't know, a job role where you're in the sky all the time. I don't know. But either way, you just wouldn't probably do that. So that doesn't really make sense. And then as well as that, he's saying to impress Zygarde. So how does he know about, like, how does this scientist personally know Zygarde? I don't know. But either way, apparently we have to befriend them. Nothing in here about having to rebuild the city, which is literally what the game is telling us to. So I don't know about that one, Chief. But either way, that's the Legends ZA stuff. We do also have a new spin-off or something dropping. So anyway, Pokemon will shadow drop a Rumble remake for Nintendo Switch Online in 2025 to celebrate Legends ZA. It was developed by Ilka. So this is also something that I just highly disagree with. Like, why would they drop this? I mean, to be fair, I was going to say, why would they drop this in 2025 when the Switch 2 is coming out? But I'm assuming Nintendo Switch Online is going to be carried over to Switch 2 regardless. So I guess they could technically drop it. But I don't know why it would be to celebrate Legends ZA. Like, what does Rumble have in regards to Legends ZA? It wasn't like a spin-off game that came around in Generation 6, I don't think. It also being developed by Ilka. So yeah, I don't know about that one. I'm not really too sure. Rumble's a good game, but I don't think it's really a spin-off that a lot of people are super excited about. I think people would rather have Mystery Dungeon, Pokemon Ranger, Pokemon Colosseum, Gales of Darkness, etc., etc. I don't think people would be like crazy ecstatic if they chose Rumble out of all of those different options. The Rumble game is mostly the same. A few new power-ups. I never played Rumble much. Mostly Gens 1 to 4. So how would it be in celebration of Generation 6 if there's no Generation 6 Pokemon in the game? It's just stupid. It just makes no sense. But there are some later mons in places that would make sense. Think evolutions and stuff. Later updates will add evolution lines from later gen mons to be unlocked. First update is Meowscarada. The one is planned to be a new regional rock fighting form from ZA. Okay, so I don't think it's talking about Meowscarada being a regional rock fighting from ZA, it says, but one is planned. So I'm assuming a new Pokemon evolution is planned to be in. I understand now why it'd be connected. So like the new Pokemon that are apparently going to be in Legends ZA are also going to be in Pokemon Rumble, and that's how they would like celebrate it. But even though these updates for ZA like Pokemon aren't even going to be in the game until further down the line, no sense at all. New Rumble will have an online mode with a battle royale gameplay. That would be sick. I would absolutely love that. I mean, Battle Royale is definitely something that Nintendo have been doing a little bit more recently. They obviously did Tetris, they did, what was it? Oh my god, F-Zero. And I think they did another one as well. I think there was like a Mario one at some point. I don't know if that was actually Nintendo or someone made that as a fan game and then Nintendo closed it down. But either way, it was really good. But either way, they've been doing more Battle Royale kind of things. So I think a Rumble game with Battle Royale would actually be really, really good. All the players dropping from a toy rocket. So I'm assuming that's like the battle bus in Fortnite. And the last one standing wins. The maps look pretty big and there's lots of verticality. So, yeah, I mean, I like the online battle royale mode of Rumble, but I don't think it's true. And I don't think the ZA thing is true, really. I think this is a bit more of a bad kind of put together rumor than anything. But either way, let me know your thoughts on this rumor here. Do you think this is true or not? And what would you think about an online Battle Royale Pokemon Rumble game? What are your thoughts on what Riddler Q has spoken about today, though? Do you think that this, between A and D on your keyboard, do you think it is S for like starter Pokemon or something else? I'm trying to think what it could potentially be, but I think it's probably either starter Pokemon, Generation 2, which again is still technically between A and D on your keyboard, and then also, do you think it could potentially be Gen 5 as well, which I guess looks like an S? Do you think it's any of those options, or do you think it's something completely different that I've not even spoken about? Either way, let me know your thoughts on what it potentially could be. Make sure to leave a like if you enjoyed. Let's try and hit 500. Leave a comment. Subscribe if you're brand new for daily Pokemon content. Have a fantastic rest of your day. And until next time, peace.